In the design industry, the first step in the design process will typically start with a design brief. Now, a good design brief is the foundation of every successful design project, outlining the goals, challenges, and direction for our creative endeavours. Now, this isn't just paperwork, it's the first step to understanding and solving the design problem at hand. The design brief guides us, ensuring our designs aren't just visually compelling, but purposeful and targeted. It's a critical tool for aligning our creative vision with practical objectives. In this video, we start with the first step in the design process by reviewing a design brief. So let's dive in, see what's in store, and get ready to tackle this poster challenge with creativity fueled by clarity and direction. So let's get into it. So for this class, I have prepared a typical brief one may receive in the design industry from a client. This includes all the key criteria we will need to know to develop our creative solutions. If you want to take a look at this design brief, you can access it as part of the masterclass in the Poster Design ebook. Now, I won't read the entire brief out as this would take some time. However, I do advise you to take a look over this before moving on with the class to get a good idea of the creative goals we will need to work towards in this class. So my brief here is split into two parts. 1, client overview, and 2, design overview. Part 1 is where we can get our understanding of the context and the business we are working for, and part 2 is where we can learn about the creative challenge, goals, and objectives. Now, generally, when I get a design brief, as I read it, I will highlight certain areas I feel are significant to keep in mind, which will drive relevant creative considerations in future. Here you can see how I have highlighted my brief to pull out the bits I feel are important. This will make it easier for me to look back over the key details during the process. So to sum up this brief, we are required to design posters for a fictional sneaker company called Bolts, and they are looking to create some poster designs to promote some of their product line. The main audience are those who crave unique fashion, personal expression, and cutting-edge designs that resonate with those eager to make a bold, individual statement. Bolt's followers are trendsetters, united by a passion for distinct style and pushing boundaries. The goal of the poster designs is to be bold and eye-catching, with dynamic visuals that will be showcased in urban street environments. Bolt's seeks to captivate with posters that fuse futuristic and rebellious styles, making its sneakers icons for bold and forward thinkers. The company has provided us with the content to include photography of the products and some visual assets which we can use in our design. And they have stated in the brief that they want to see some exploration of typography and layout. So this will be the starting point of this masterclass. As we move forward, let the brief be your compass. It's more than an exercise, it's an essential practice in the design world, preparing you to think, design, and deliver with intention. So your second task for this class is to read over the design brief to get a good understanding of what is required. My recommendation is to print it out and keep it available during this class. Be sure to refer to the task list PDF in the class download folder for more instructions for this task. Once you have read over the brief and understand the challenge ahead, we can move on to the next step in the discovery phase. Now, before moving on to the next key discovery step, another important thing to keep in mind when designing a poster right at the start is to consider the contents. Before designing a poster, it helps to have a good understanding of what needs to be included in the poster design, as this can help you understand the scope, plan, and be prepared with what to include in your design and layout. It helps to consider things like how much type to include, any photos, textures, or illustrations, any logos, or any tables or charts. Looking back at the design brief, we can see that the client has provided us with the copy to include in the poster, photography of the products, and some of the visual assets which we can use in our design. The logo is provided, photos are provided, textures and assets are provided, and they have requested they want to see some exploration of typography and layout. Here we can see a poster content deck is available, which when we open, this includes the copy options to use in the posters. On the next page, we can see the products with the names of each, and also texture assets we can use as part of the design. So once I'm aware of the elements I need to include in the poster, I can then start to think about my design approach and take the next steps in the discovery phase. So your third task for this class is to familiarise yourself with the content required for the posters. Be sure to refer to the task list PDF in the class download folder for more instructions for this task. Once you are familiar, we can move on to the next step in the discovery phase.